Okay, so welcome to episode 4 of the Mech series, and in this episode we'll be taking a look at one of the most stable mechanisms to ever be seen in the big cube. And this is mainly for 5x5 and above, although there are two 4x4s known to have this mechanism, and these are the Shengshou Wind 4x4 and the Light S 4x4. So actually this mechanism started from Shengshou, in particular the 6x6 and all the way up. The 4 and 5 have different mechanisms, you would have seen them from episode 1. And what's so special about this set of cubes is that you can actually remove every single piece from these cubes except the outermost layer and the middle layer, and you can play with it like a 3x3. So Moyu, however, took this a step further and it really made this cube very stable. So this is the Moyu Huachuang, and it has been my main for basically 2015. And when I first got this cube, it was a complete shock. Like, at the time, the only cubes that I'm used to were the Shengshou 5 and the Huachuang, and when I turn this thing, it's so stable, it's just plain ridiculous. And that's considering that there are very large flooring holes all over the place. Like, even then, all the modern 5x5s, they only have 4 wider holes outside, and all the inner holes are all narrower. But the Huachuang is, I wouldn't say it's equally stable, but it's very close, like almost as stable to most of the modern 5x5s. It also doesn't want to flex at all. Like, in fact, I can just hold on to one layer and see the 3 inners just stick quite strongly to each other. And the cube just retains its cubic shape very well without much flexing. So I'm going to explore a bit why the Huachuang is so stable. And that is because there's an internal 3x3 inside the Huachuang. So switching to SolidWorks, these are the pieces of the so-called the Hua mechanism. I don't think Shengshou is really making n-by-n cubes and using this mechanism anymore. It's mostly Moyu who is using this mechanism. So normally in most cubes, when you look at this particular piece here, you only have one so-called umbrella on top, but here you have 2. It's like the upper wing is basically the same as any other cube, but the lower wing here, notice how this one covers over these 2 like a 3x3, and this actually is the center, this is the midge, and this is the corner. So they are actually the different parts of the internal 3x3 mechanism. So okay, this mechanism primarily exists on like odd cubes, so you can kind of play with it as a 3x3. With an even cube, it doesn't really become a 2x2 because it's not a bandage cube. You can actually turn the inner layer, but the XB mechanism on top is the one that causes the cube to stay aligned. But I'll cover alignment mechanisms in a different video. But you can see that actually there's a lot of interlocking here, and it really functions like an internal 3x3. On top of the 3x3, then the other pieces fit in like a 5x5. So the MF5S is the next biggest cube from Moyu to feature the Hua mechanism. So this cube likewise is another internal 3x3. Then to scale it up further, we have the Cubing Classroom MF7S. This one is my current main 7x7, and this one is an internal 3x3 inside an internal 5x5, which is in turn inside the 7x7, which is the external cube. Then to scale this up further is the Cubing Classroom MF8 and MF9, but the 8 is the same mechanism as 9, just hidden in a layer, so I'm just going to demonstrate the 9. This one is the same thing. It has a triple mechanism, so it's actually a 3x3 inside a 5x5, which is inside a 9x9. So you can actually take a look at the box. The box here actually shows multiple levels, so you can like kind of see a little bit of white all the way in. That's the internal center. Then you have 2 levels stacked on top of it. And I also have some photos of the MF8. And on top of that, Moyu actually extended this mechanism even further. The 13x13, like one is a 3x3 inside a 7x7 inside a 13x13, and then after that there's the 15x15 that, if I'm not wrong, it's a 3x3 inside a 9x9 inside a 15x15. And there's one more cube that uses this mechanism, and this one is from Yixing, and if you can already guess it, that's the 17x17. It's actually a 5x5 inside the 17x17. I'm just going to show one of the imaginary cubes. So this is the Light S 7x7, and it contains an internal 5x5 like that. So you can see there's actually an internal center that hooks underneath this outer X center and this outer T center. And I also did some other non-Huachuang related stuff, but this is more related to the Huachuang, and the Huachuang GTS also did that.